defended in that fourth quarter to stretch the lead out a little bit. Obviously, was moving your feet, got blocked shots. What do you feel like was key defensively after Golden State got back in it?
Yeah, I think the guys, you have to chase. You have to just stay. You cannot relax against Golden State. It's a credit to, what they do tonight, what they've done every night, what they've built over the years. And I think just your ability to lock in defensively and not relax. I thought there was, a couple plays at the rim from Oso and Ryan that really helped. I thought our hands on some of the passes, there was a deflection and a steal. And the guys, you just got to compete. The guys were locked in. They just really executed, or they did all the little things that you got to do against a really good team.
The only follow I had with that, when you look at just, Devin, he played the whole first quarter and he played the whole third quarter. That's been sort of his consistency throughout his career. Have you been building to get him to that point, or is this something where you thought tonight with the shortage of bodies that this was the route to go with him?
No, I think, I'm not sure. I think the last 4, 5, 6 games, we've kind of been rolling through that first and third quarter kind of situation for him. And the other night, I think Kevin got it going, and so he got his fourth in the third. So, I think he's in a good place. It's always a work in progress, trying to figure out what's best for him, what are the best combinations. It's not just about a player. It's, everything. But he's been playing, I think, that first and third quarter, last 5 or 6 games would be my guess.
Coach, you guys assisted on 31 of your 38 baskets. I think 11 of your first 12 against a good defense. How did you like the way the ball was moving tonight?
Yeah, no, I mean, there were some possessions where, trust in the pass, the spacing, just some really good basketball and against a good defensive team. And that's what you got to do. You got to attack. You got to find a way to get to the paint. Then you got to share it and trust it. And you got to make some shots around it. Tyus and Grayson hitting shots. It's just, you got to move the ball. You got to trust it.
You guys have operated well out of those extended post-ups with KD and Book. How did you like the way that you kind of functioned in those sets tonight?
Yeah, no, we're trying to sprinkle that in, try and add that to, what we do. And, I think finding a comfort, knowing that we need to get to those spots, we need to make that part of our attack. I thought tonight it helped us, and I think going forward it can be good for us.
Coach, you mentioned Oso and Ryan just being big for you guys tonight. What did you see from kind of their overall effort, 4 blocks between them?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the defense really stood out, but Oso gives us, kind of a facilitator, a motor on offense. Will keep the things moving. He can get in and out of screens. But then the defensive plays, I thought there was a big defensive rebound that Ryan got to, the block shots, but the rebounding, as young guys to lock in on when you're, how are we playing the pick and rolls? How are we playing the pin downs? How are we playing everything? I think it was a really good night for those two guys to kind of see and feel the attention to detail that it takes against a team like Golden State.
Coach, how do you feel about Grayson in that second quarter shooting that got hot and that pretty much led to that surge for you guys to keep the lead the rest of the game?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, he looked like he was in a good rhythm. Kind of got some good looks, got it to go in, looked comfortable. When he's shooting it and playing and attacking, I think his attack game's a little underrated, gets to the free throw line. So, I think mixing him in with the starters tonight was good.
Coach, your dad, the original Coach Bud, was in attendance tonight. How important was he for your basketball philosophy, and is he still telling you that you guys need a full court press all game?
Amazingly, I think he's been at every home game, which is so cool at 95. The original Coach Bud, he's got lots of ideas. I think he's let the full court press go. But he probably saw Golden State do it to us at the end of the game. He might think we should start doing it too. But it's great to have him at the games. Thanks, guys.
Devin, what's sticking out to you the most about the way you guys were able to win tonight?
I'll say game plan discipline, starting with the head of the Snakes. Obviously, Steph draws a lot of attention, and he'll make you pay if there's any type of slip up. So I think our game plan discipline of just trying to make everything hard for him was pretty good.
And then obviously you've been playing the first quarter, the whole first quarter. I would think the last 4 games for sure, maybe the last 5 out of 6. How has that helped or enabled you to do what you've been doing, being able to get that rhythm in the first?
Yeah, just what you said. I think it allows me to, not only, score, but facilitate too. Just, take what the game gives me instead of going out there and, trying to hunt a shot because I know I'm only going to be in for 5 or 6 minutes. So, I just let the game come to me.
Last thing I had was, and obviously the defense, a little slip up in the third, but then came back early in the fourth and tightened up. What you feel like you guys maybe did differently defensively, probably the first 8 to 9 minutes of the fourth quarter?
I think we just, we came out a little flat out of halftime, and, we've seen what happens when you do that with this team and the firepower that they have. And, a couple just miscommunications ended up in, a steal, Steph 3, and, it was a 10-point game before we knew it.
Okay. You guys had 31 assists on 38 made shots tonight. A couple of really nice sequences where the ball was moving. How did you like the way that the ball was moving tonight?
Yeah, it was hopping around. Kay, myself, Ty is just, drawing a lot of attention and making the right play, trusting the pass, and, the other guys making them pay also. Oso in the pocket, Mason in the pocket, off the double teams, finding the weak side. Just all around good basketball.
To your point, you and KD have had those extended post-ups that draw attention, and how do you like the way that you've kind of functioned out of those looks?
Yeah, we're still trying to find the correct spacing out of it. But we know teams are going to load up and try to, pull over the gym and try to force you to throw it on the backside. So whatever that action is on the backside, we're going to get a clean look.
Devin, it seemed like in the fourth quarter, you were talking about the defense. It seemed like when Oso and Ryan were in there together, they were just creating chaos all over the place. What have they done to kind of lift the team up, particularly defensively?
Yeah, that's that young energy. They were all around the court blocking shots. I think there was one possession. There was like 3 blocks. The one that sticks out in my mind is the Buddy Hield backdoor when Ryan went and got it off the glass. You can't teach that. Those are just straight instincts and athleticism, and they have both of those.
Hey, Devin, just what can you say about the way Tyus has shot the ball for you guys this year? It seemed like that was maybe under the radar based on the contributions he was going to give, but he's been lights out.
I told y'all. That's all I got to say.
Well, when he came here, did you guys view him as a potential spacer in those lineups, or was that just something that was kind of unexpected that you could use him as?
I've known him for 15 years, so I knew.
Book, when you look at the shooting nights you and Kevin had, it's not like you both to shoot like that, but to win like that, just what it says about the effort you guys had tonight.
Yeah, I think that starts on the defensive end. I think both of us got a lot of shots that we felt that we could have made. It was a whole collective effort. Grace and Royce came up big. It was a team win, and I think that's, credited to the ball movement, everybody, touching the ball and finding a rhythm.
I'm sure wins when you guys score 140 feel just as good as a win like this, but can this one kind of be different when you set the tone defensively and physically and win a game in this way?
Yeah, and just understanding, the team that we were facing. Like I said, a high-powered offense. Guys that have won championships, guys that knows what it takes, and a team that we could potentially see in a playoff series. So, anytime you can come out with a division win, it's important.
Last Tuesday, Katie.
How'd you like Grayson setting the tone from the 3 in the second quarter, and guys basically following suit, splashing into halftime?
Yeah, it opens up everything for us when teams try to load up defensively, and he just makes them pay, not only with the 3, but he can drive and get to the free throw line also.
Book, you guys are 10-2 on the season with KD healthy. Can you just speak about what he's doing when he's on the floor that makes you guys so special?
That's a long list. I'd just say a little bit of everything, or a whole lot of everything, and the one that sticks out is obviously down the stretch. Just the clutch factor, being able to make tough shots in those situations. Well, shots that seem tough to us, but probably not to him. He's been there before. He causes a lot of attention that opens up a lot of looks for everybody.
Look at the defense, particularly in the first half and that start of the fourth quarter. What do you feel like were keys to that? Looked like bodies were moving and you guys were challenging them at the rim and getting blocks. What do you feel like was key, though, defensively overall?
I think game plan discipline was there. I think it's something we talked about the last 2 days on how we wanted to guard this team. This is a unique team. They present a lot of different challenges because they play random basketball. You never know when screens come in or back screen or so you got to be aware for 24 seconds of the shot clock, and I like our attention to detail on both ends, especially after we kind of laid an egg on that side of the ball last game, So it's good throughout the season when you can kind of bounce back from stuff like that. It really shows you who you are as a team.
The other thing I had was when you have Ryan and Oso out there, as far as, Devin's like as young legs, as energy, but when they're contributing, particularly on the defensive end, how big is that?
That's huge. We trust them we expect that out of them. I think that's what they bring to our team is that energy, that aggressiveness on defense, that physicality on defense, and then challenging at the rim. I think that's something that Coach always emphasized to everybody, not just the bigs, but everybody just kind of had that collision mindset at the rim where you just want to disrupt the play, So we keep practicing that and keep building those habits. I think it'll be second nature to us. And you see it with Oso and Ryan. They just want to get on the court, so they're going to do those little things for us. And, so they setting a high standard for themselves every night.
On the other end, you guys had 31 assists on your 38 made field goals. It felt like the ball was moving as well as it has all season. How did you like the way that you guys were moving it around?
Yeah, I feel like that's just who we are. I think we've been having some great ball movement throughout the season. Sometimes they don't always equal up to 18 threes, but, we still get the good shots up. I thought Monte was great off the bench, not playing a lot of minutes the last few games, but coming in and just being a consummate pro, doing everything we needed to do was incredible and leading that second unit. So everybody just came in and did their part, and we know if we play off of each other and move the basketball, make the game easier for one another.
You're no stranger to those kind of extended post-ups and the attention that they create. How have you liked the way that you guys have functioned when you or Book have been in those spots?
In the post?
Like the extended posts where you kind of attract the double team?
Yeah. When we get that mismatch out there, and a lot of teams are nervous about us playing one-on-one. So if it's not a full-on trap, they might just shade a little bit and play somewhat of a zone, and then we can swing and we can get threes on the backside as well. So just being a threat to score. Sometimes even if you don't shoot the ball, just puts fear in the defense. So we're going to stay in those spots as much as we can, but keep finding our teammates as much as we can too.
Kevin, Royce is shooting over 46% from three off the catch for you guys this year. Just what can you speak about his reliability?
I expect that of Royce. This is my second time hooping with Royce, and Brooklyn is the same way. And people were surprised that he was knocking down shots, so he's get a triple-double or make a game winner, and I'm just sitting here like that's what he's supposed to do. So I don't get excited no more when Royce has a good game. I just chalk it up and just that's who he is, and we move on to the next one. So he's a confident player, and when he shoots that thing, we want him to be confident. He's even better getting to the rim. I wouldn't say even better, but he's pretty good at getting to the rim, shooting that floater this year. So we want him to be aggressive, and tonight it was one of those nights for him.
Kevin, on that open three late, Draymond always trying to be in the spot he can be to affect the play. What'd you see from your perspective that led to the breakdown?
Yeah, I think I had got Steph on me right there, or Lindy Water. I forget who it was, and it was Pajemski, and he was trying to get that cross match so he can guard me again, and I think somebody might have cut. I don't know who it was, but it felt like he was in between guarding two guys, and I just popped for the three, and that was a huge play for us. We needed that. We was only up 6 at that point. That kind of calmed us down a bit.
It's not often that you or Booker are going to have shooting nights like this on the same night, and yet for you guys to win through your defense, just what do you think that can do for the group over the course of a season?
Yeah, that's what we're going to need to happen. Because you're going to have a game or two like this in the playoffs where it's just a clunky game, both teams, some of their best players not shooting great, but who can get the most stops, who can make shots at the end of the game. And I think tonight that's what we did. We made some good shots there at the end. We made our free throws, and we got stops.
Well, Grayson back in the starting lineup, obviously, that's familiar with you since last season. But What did he do to impact you guys in the second quarter besides helping you guys get hot shooting and setting the tone in that way?
I mean, when you start, it's definitely different from coming off the bench. You kind of can set the tone. You kind of can almost ease into the game and find your game a little bit more. And when you come off the bench, you got to just give us some quick points, some quick energy. As soon as you come in there. So it's a different mentality you have to have, and he's comfortable coming, starting with us. And you see him tonight, 17 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, going downhill, making plays, making big shots. I just think he was more comfortable knowing that he's going to play big minutes tonight. And I think even off the bench, he's definitely adapting to his role and understanding what we need from him. And he's just been a versatile player for us, so we're going to need more of it going forward.
Kevin, I know Warriors struggling a little bit right now, but Draymond's talked about how he's been in a better headspace this year than last year, and he's focused on trying to get Defensive Player of the Year. You've seen him at his emotional highs and lows. What have you seen from him this season?
When Draymond's at his best, it's like a good balance between being ultra aggressive and being on edge, and also just being a cerebral monster that he is. And I think he's found that balance even better. I feel like he always had it. Sometimes you tip the scales a bit, and I think he's found that balance as he's getting older, as he experienced more things in the league, more things in life in general. And you can just tell by the start of this season that he's playing his best ball. He's shooting the basketball well this year. I think over 40%. So you just tell, man. All his experiences up until this time has just helped him out and made him the player he is today.
Kevin, first off, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, too.
So, off the catch, you're shooting almost 45% from three. In a three-point heavy offense like this. What are some of the details that go into being so effective off the catch?
Just fundamentally sound, not rushing shots. I think tonight I was 3 for 8. I rushed like 3 threes where I didn't get my feet under me. I didn't hold my follow-through. I didn't lock my eyes in on the rim as much as I wanted to. So it was mainly just fundamentals on the catch and shoot. I want to be better. I think I could be better if I'm catching and shooting, to be honest. 45%, I think if I'm just sit there and catch no dribbles, I should be closer to 50. So I think that's more so fundamentals I got to work on to be better at in the moment. But mainly that's what it is.